Hello. Thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's Speak Out Home Practice session. My name is Samantha Allenderry. I'm the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. We are a nonprofit organization solely dedicated to helping you and everyone around the world living with Parkinson's. We're here to help you regain and retain your speech and your swallowing. We developed the Speak Out Therapy program. I'm going to take you through the exercises so you can learn how to do them accurately. And I also want to help you establish and maintain a consistent speak out home practice routine, which means I want you doing your speak out exercises every day. Today's topic, we are going to talk about first cars. Now, before you run and go get a photo of you in your first car, I invite you to post photos all week long of you in your first car. So do your practice right now, and then later you can go find that picture. Let's all say first cars with intent. Ready? First cars. Be very deliberate. Say it again. First cars. And we have to practice smiling. Now, today's smiling inspiration is brought to us by Nancy in Michigan. This is her grandson Caleb and his new dog Lark. I understand that this was a birthday gift. Happy birthday, Caleb. And yes, he is smiling with intent. Perhaps we should have a session about first pets. Lisa, put that on the list. I would love to see photos of your first pets. But right now, let's all smile with intent. Very good. As you take your sip of water, I'm going to remind you that in the mornings, after you brush your teeth, I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to smile with intent. Remember that when we smile, sometimes the smile feels differently than it really is. So look in the mirror. Are you happy with your smile? If not, smile with a little bit more intent and get it to where you say, wow, that looks really good. And then think about what it feels like. You might feel like you're a clown, like you're exaggerating so much. But when you look in the mirror, it looks normal. Okay, that's what we want. We're going to start with the first speak out exercise. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. I want you to look for a target across your room. What is it? A picture, the refrigerator, the barbecue pit, the pond outside your window. Make your voice fly forward. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Up and over your computer or your iPad or your television if you're joining us from YouTube. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Make sure to connect the sounds. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. The more you exaggerate, the better you will exercise the muscles you're using for speaking and swallowing. So I know it feels funny. Do it anyway. Let's do one more. May, me, my, mo, moo. We're done with the warm-up. Take your sip of water. The next speak out exercise, the ahs. Deliberately open your mouth wide and lift. Project that ah up and forward. Hit the target. Ready? Ah. yelling. We are projecting our voices forward, so make sure you're not screaming, you're not yelling. That ah is floating, I should say, floating over your computer, and it's going to hit the target in front of you. Let's do it again. Ah. Good. Keep the sound consistent and it should be clear. Ready? If the sound is not clear, you need to project out a little bit more. Try it again. It should never hurt to do these exercises, and if you can't get it clear, call your certified speak out provider, your speech language pathologist, and work with her or him on it. One more short ah. Ah. Very nice. We're done with the ahs. Take your sip of water. Of course, do it with intent. I definitely use intent when I'm sipping on my warm water. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but when I take my sip of water, there's a little bit of a pause before I bring the cup down. That is because I am making sure my lips are wrapped around this cup so that I do not spill this on me. Watch. I can't believe I'm telling you my secret, but maybe you need to do this too. That's how you take your sips of water with intent. Let's move on to the third speak out exercise, the glide. Project out a steady ah. Slowly glide up. Ready? Ah. Ah. Even though you're gliding up and down, you're still speaking out. The sound is going up and over your computer. Let's do another one. Ah. Ah. We have to be very deliberate when we do this. Again. Do you notice that I have a steady ah first? I don't do ah. Okay, it's not like that. We have to be in control. We have to use intent. So it's steady ah. We get control. And then we start gliding. Ready? Ah. Now steady ah. Ah. Okay? One more. Ah. Ah. Wonderful. We are done with the glides. We're going to move on to the counting, but take your sip of water with intent. I will do the same. That time I did not pause. I took a chance, a risk. I should not do that. But swallowing is so automatic, right? It's hard to make it intentional, but we must do that. We're moving on to the counting. I want you to lift every number. Project it up and make it fly over your computer. It's going to hit the target. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Notice that I'm exaggerating. I want you to do the same thing. When you get to the third number, it should hit your target. Okay, so it's flying. You're supporting it all the way until it gets to the target. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Let's count backward. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, I am working with intent. Are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much effort are you putting forth in these exercises? Make sure you're not doing them in a voice where you would just talk to your neighbor and say, hi, how are you? It needs to be with intent. Take a sip of water. Today we are talking about first cars, and I can't wait to see the photos that you will post in the chat later this week. Do your exercises right now, but I would love to see your photos. And by the way, I cannot see the chat messages while I am conducting the sessions, but I always go in afterward and look at your responses. So I'm going to enjoy reading your responses to today's topics. But let's start with our reading material. I want you to read every word with intent. Every word is being projected over your computer, and we're going to emphasize the highlighted words. So we're forcing ourselves to use a little bit more intent on those highlighted words, which means we are in control of our voices, not Parkinson's. Here we go with the first sentence. What was your first car? Don't answer it yet. We're just reading. Again, with more intent. What was your first car? Ready? First cars are often hand-me-downs. Again, first cars are often hand-me-downs. Next, parents want safe cars. Again, parents want safe cars. But what do teens want? Read it with me. Teens want cool, fast cars. Read it again. Speak out more. Teens want cool, fast cars. That's right. Now answer these questions. Describe your first car. Say every single word with intent. Project your voice forward when you give the answer. I've told you before that I am not the most exciting person. I really am a very serious person. So, my first car was a red Honda Civic. And my grandmother gave me $1,000 to help me buy the car. My father gave me $1,000, and then I paid for the rest. And I remember my car payment was $164 a month. Next question. What are some features in today's cars that were not available in your first car? Think of some features. Let's read these together. Ready? GPS, airbags, seat warmers. That's right. GPS would have been so handy back when I had my first car. Let's read these again. GPS, airbags, seat warmers. Very good. Take a sip of water and we will move on to Dr. Boone's words. I used intent that time. I want you to exaggerate the G's, the K's, and the NG's. With these exercises, we are trying to help you preserve your speech and swallowing for the rest of your life. This is how you can battle Parkinson's, but you've got to use a lot of intent, not yelling, not screaming, but being very deliberate and intentional. Here we go. Gula gan ga ga. Again. Gula gan ga ga. Next. Kuka mangu ka. Speak out. Kuka mangu ka. The next one. Gangla. Again. Gangla. And the last one. Kukla. Kukla. Very nice. We are going to move on to the bonus reading. Here's the bell. We're going to read together. Before we start reading, first I want to read through only the highlighted words. So we're going to read only the highlighted words, throw them over your computer. Ready? Ford, Mustang, 1964, 1973, Mustang, pony cars. That's a good way. You can download the reading material and really exaggerate the highlighted words first. And then now let's read the whole paragraph. Ready? The first generation Ford Mustang was manufactured by Ford from March 1964 until 1973. The introduction of the Mustang created a new class of automobiles known as pony cars. And it would be good for you to download the reading material and practice reading that 2 more times, each time trying to get better and better at it. Hey, look at this. Beautiful, right? Thank you so much for joining me for today's Speak Out Home Practice session. I hope as you are learning to speak and swallow with intent, that you will start applying intent to everything you're doing throughout the day. Walking, riding, putting on your seatbelt, getting out of a chair. I know that you can do it. Have a great day.